Unless you've been sleeping under a rock the last couple of days, you probably heard information regarding Mario Odyssey 2 being in development, which looks like it's actually the case, which is super exciting. So of course, we have to talk about what Mario Odyssey 2 is going to bring to the table, and how it's going to be different than the first one, and why it's taking so long for us to receive this sequel. Well, it's probably because they're building a gigantic world for us to explore this time, but that's for a later topic. Today, I want to talk about something that's very interesting within that leak, talking about co-op multiplayer being a thing, with his own hat being Cappy's friend, Bowler. So today we're going to talk about how a co-op multiplayer would work in a 3D Mario and how this would actually be the most beneficial thing ever, especially if they had online play with this. So before we get started, thank you guys so much for helping us reach our goal. We are just 50 subscribers away from our goal of 150,000 by the end of this year. And once again, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are amazing. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Mario Odyssey 2 and all things Nintendo in general. Let's face it, a lot of people really wanted Luigi to be playable in Super Mario Odyssey 1, and it never did happen. In fact, the only thing we got was an update that came in the form of Luigi's Balloon World, which meant Luigi was just this NPC that allowed you to hide balloons or find hidden balloons from other players. It was kind of like this big hide and seek thing. It was okay, but still at the end of the day, it left a lot on the table that they could have done with this. So people want to see Luigi return in Mario Odyssey 2, but actually as a playable character alongside Mario in his adventure. And I actually think there's multiple ways they could do this. One that's just very simple for local multiplayer is simply just having a split screen. Have a split screen where two players can go off and do pretty much anything that they want. Now I can see the problem being there would be story elements. For instance, if one player goes to a certain area where it triggers a story, maybe it would have to bring the other player with them as well. But I could also see there being a whole game mode maybe designed around this, and maybe it's just a big open world like Bowser's Fury, where you guys can go off and collect cat shines, or moons in this case, at any leisure that you want, and it really doesn't matter. There's no real big story elements affecting the game. And maybe it's just a game mode, maybe it's just a shorter version of the campaign, or a different version of the campaign that takes out all the cutscenes and game interruptions and allows the players to do anything and go anywhere and collect anything at any order that they want. And this would be just really cool to go around this entire world, and everybody's actively getting things that's affecting the world, but you can do so in any order. Like one player goes to the east side of the map, the other player goes to the west side of the map, and so on. I think that would be really cool. You could pretty much have multiple different players doing different things at the same time. Now, there are mods out there that allow you to see what this could look like, for instance, with online co-op, and a small YouTuber named Small Ant, I'm just kidding, you guys probably all know who he is by now. He makes a lot of different Mario Odyssey mods and plays them on his streams and even speedruns Mario Odyssey and everything like that. He's the Mario Odyssey guy. And he's apparently played a mod that allowed him to play with multiple other people in the same area, and they pretty much just had one big hide-and-seek kind of free-for-all where they all had to find each other. And could you imagine if you could just sync up with another player or with one of your friends and just get things done, collect different power moons, or even play hide-and-seek like they are doing, and just kind of go within bonus rooms, hidden rooms, all types of areas and try to find each other? It's little things like that that would make the game so much fun to me. And you wouldn't even need a proper game mode for this to work. I feel like I could log in with 2 or 3 other people and just try to do different things that come into our minds, like maybe a race to see who collects the most power moons in a certain time limit, maybe some type of, trick thing where we can try to, do the coolest tricks or try to make an impossible jump on some type of new world and stuff. Could you imagine? That would be so much fun. I'm just thinking about it, and the possibilities are seriously endless. I mean, to me, one of the best parts of open world games such as Grand Theft Auto 5 is the fact that you can just mess around and do stuff with your friends in this giant world that's all interconnected, and that's the coolest part. It doesn't even need to have the game modes. I'm not even a big fan of the heist and missions. It's just fun to play around with each other, knocking each other over with cars and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff in this overworld. And I've always been that type of person that loved just making up games within a game, and this would just open up the imaginations and minds of so many people, and I can see so many fun games coming out of this. Of course, you can complete the game together if you want, but you can also play around and just make up your own games and do tricks and hide and seek challenges and stuff. There's just so much potential. I think it also comes down to how the game is going to play. Once again, I don't know if this is going to be just like Mario Odyssey 1, or are they going to go for a bigger, more expansive approach, just like Bowser's Fury. And that's why I think Bowser's Fury was made, because it was a testing ground for what Nintendo wanted to do with their next big Mario. In fact, they wanted it to be this kind of big open world expansion game, I feel like, and Odyssey 2 could be quite different than the first game. So if it is more of an expansive world that you can explore at your own pace, just like Bowser's Fury, I think this would be so much fun to run around this giant area with different characters and with your friends and collecting different things, and, in different orders and stuff. And like I said, if they just simply had their own input game mode where my friend could go across the map and do something, and I can do something on this side, and we can meet back up and do challenges together, like bosses that appear in the middle of the map or something. That would be so cool. I mean, literally, these ideas are just making it sound like the most amazing thing Nintendo could ever do right now. Mario Odyssey was also known for its mini games and online leaderboards, and I thought this was a brilliant idea, and I really want to see this return. I want to see there be more mini games than ever, multiple different ways to hit a leaderboard, and then multiple different, games that you can play. I mean, literally, there were leaderboards for how fast you could speedrun a level based on the Koopa freerunning, and I just think that was so cool, and I would love to see that return. It's multiplayer without really being multiplayer, and I still think that is a great way to implement co-op. I still think there should be co-op, but I also think this should return for single-player enthusiasts that really want it to beat like incredible times. Of course, people will find ways to exploit these. You did find that jump rope glitch that someone found. You could just set your controller down and it worked. I forgot exactly how that went, but everybody on the leaderboard had the max rank at like 999 or something. So there's going to be exploits, of course, and there's going to be people making mods and cheating ways, into getting the goals, but it's still fun nevertheless, the first couple of months and stuff, to see like how you compete. I remember I was always like the top 50 at every single Koopa free running in every world until eventually speedrunners took me out of the top like 500. So it was a lot of fun though seeing that, and I would love for those mini games to return. I think it adds a very in-depth level of competition for people, who just want that competition factor, who's beat the game all the way and just want to kind of compete against other people online for beating a level quickly or for completing some type of mini game in the best possible way. I think there should also be more minigame challenges with ranking leaderboards based on captures. There were a couple, you had the giant snow creatures that you could roll down with, and you also had the one where obviously you captured a human to control a remote control car. They need more of that though, instead of Mario just running to the goal or Mario jumping or diving after beach balls or jump roping and stuff. I want to see Mario in a capture ability doing something and competing with, different people. And maybe there's like options where you have to race and you get to choose what capture you want to use. Maybe one is good for jumping up really high, like up roots to get to the top quicker, but one's a lot faster, like the Gushin, and you might get, better horizontal movement. I don't know, but I think Nintendo should really amp the online multiplayer aspect and just have people competing, have people giving reasons to go back to past kingdoms and past levels and just competing with others online for that leaderboard ranking. I think that would be really cool. So I'm super excited to see what Mario Odyssey 2 could bring to the table with co-op, local co-op, online co-op, and even leaderboards again. I can't wait. I think there's going to be some amazing new additions, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see with the co-op wise for Mario Odyssey 2. Would you want to see more local, more online co-op, more missions and leaderboards? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to Nintendo Land if you enjoyed today's video, and stay up to date on more things Mario and Nintendo in general. Make sure you hit that notification bell also to be notified when I post Mario or any Nintendo information for you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.